What were the takeaways? This was just the early exchanges, the early part of Musk's time on the stand.
Yeah, it was very early in the sense that we spent all day hearing from other witnesses, and there was great anticipation in the courtroom. Everybody knew that we could hear from Elon Musk, but we weren't sure if we we're going to before kind of the time ran out for the day. And so he came in, and everybody was very excited. But he testified for about 30 minutes, and meaning that he kind of came and went, and will return on Monday.
How did he feel, Joel? Like, how did he seem? How did his lawyer seem? How did other people giving evidence seem?
Yeah, he seemed nervous, really quite nervous, I think, at first. And he was very quiet, reticent, and very hesitating in his responses. I think very careful and calculated in weighing what he was being asked and what he said. But he very quickly warmed up then and got relaxed and even funny in the courtroom in a kind of mild way, not overly humorous, but warmed up and got kind of comfortable. His lawyer, the plaintiff's lawyer, the lawyer representing the shareholders, was also nervous. I think he was nervous, asking Elon Musk, with Elon Musk on the stand. He's British, and as you know, Ed, that confers great kind of authority and intelligence, especially in a backwater like San Francisco. But he was unsettled too, and it took them a while to kind of get used to each other, is what it felt like.
I do not know.
Ed's Welsh.
Yeah, I've got no comment on that. All I would say is, let's remind the audience that the plaintiffs, the shareholders, basically argue that they lost money due to the price swings on Tesla stock in the days that followed that 2018 take private tweet, right? That's the context. What was fascinating for me is, even before Musk got anywhere near that courthouse, the judge had made a pre-trial decision of his own, a pre-trial hearing decision about how those tweets should be interpreted. Could you talk to us about that background?
Sure. I mean, to kind of cut through it, the judge has ruled that the tweets were false and reckless. And those are kind of two big hurdles that the shareholders have to clear in order to win their case. And so it's unusual, if not unprecedented, in a case like this, for a judge to find that ruling ahead of time, and then furthermore instruct the jury. So the trial, it's settled that these are false, these tweets were false, and that they were reckless. The question that they have to determine now is, did Elon Musk know that? What was his state of mind? Did he know that they were false, and did he know that they were that what he was saying would impact shareholders and move the price of the stock?
Joel, it was interesting that you were saying he eventually warmed up, became humorous slightly. And Ed was making an interesting point earlier in the show about perhaps whether the idea, the motivation here is to get him riled up, because we know from Twitter that Elon Musk can be outspoken, is a way of politely saying it. Do you think that that's kind of a tactic at play here?
I do think it's a tactic. I think the lawyers for the shareholders they're trying to provoke him, and they asked questions that I think are heading in that direction, including about, I think we probably all recall his response or his tweets about the horrible cave situation with the children stuck kind of in a cave in Thailand, and his horrible kind of tweets about that, and the lawyer asked him questions about that, trying to provoke him to make the point that what he says on Twitter matters to Tesla shareholders. And he made the point that in that instance, Tesla shares dropped significantly after he made that tweet. Musk was steadfast, insisting that there's no link between what he says and Tesla share prices. He said that repeatedly and kind of really resisted that. He did a good job, I think, of resisting it. But we're going to see where this goes on Monday.